5:25 p.m. Thursday, July 23rd, 2026, in beautiful Merriam, Kansas, here at City Hall for the Art Committee meeting.
And she was like, where would you guys like me to sit cookies? I can put them here so it doesn't interrupt anything.
Thank you.
Sure.
My mom is. No, because mom was not, this tattoo lady is older than my mom.
Oh, okay. Timing is,
No, I mean,
math and timing aren't my
no.
It's the Tin Man from the Arm and Hammer.
Maybe it's a hacker.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has that feel. This year they changed their shirts and no one was happy. Cause this was like a series.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And, if I ask? Sure. I don't mean this, or,
oh yeah,
no,
like, can't come back.
yeah,
I needed to be on here.
right. Oh,
Hey, Anna.
I kept.
Would it be possible to allocate one of the year's art budgets to maintaining the art we have before we build more? Like the broken basque sculpture?
We are working to resolve that, Billy, and there is a budget to
Oh, thank you.
repair and maintain our art.
Okay, separate from building new art?
That is a separate budget, yes.
Okay.
That is an operating budget expense.
How many cookies do we
It's
have?
not that we can fix fast, it's getting the clerk vendor to give us the information we need to fix fast.
Julie?
For last year?
It has been a struggle, Billy.
Jason?
It has been a struggle. It is not something that we take lightly, but we have a vendor that is not responsive. So we're doing the best we can.
I would love to help, and I'll do it cheaper
There is
than...
nothing that you can do to help, Billy. It is an electric and a component issue. It's not a technology issue.
Okay. I mean, I guarantee you, with like one day and a screwdriver, I could have that thing lit up.
I guarantee you can't.
Want to bet? You give me permission, I'll make it happen.
I can't give you permission because you're not insured and licensed. And you cannot do it. We have experts working on it.
For the last year.
Yeah.
Was Gomez, or was it? I know, I know that. But was Gomez, was there a derivation?
I don't know.
I mean, Schoonover was,
I don't know.
because it's a, yeah, how do you spell?
Jensen, the power of the Jays? Yeah, everybody's, when they hear the voice, have.
Beginning back up audio at 17:29.
Really, what actually, I'm sorry, they talked about it at Gordon Jensen.
Oh, what did just a minute? What did? I wasn't well. What did you say? Oh, I know.
All right, I'm gonna call this meeting to order, guys. Everybody ready?
Yep,
All right,
yep.
calling the meeting to order, roll call, looks like we have close to a full house. That's a good thing.
Actually, the only person absent is Stacy. Is that?
And here she is.
Okay, then I will not.
Working hard.
I just wanna make sure, because some of you are still getting used to faces and names, so. Working on it. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, starting with action items, the approval of the minutes. Did everyone get a chance to read the minutes?
Yeah.
I think the only question I had was that Julie, did you get a chance to make sure that your last comment is reflected in what it, like, when you left, just before we adjourned, you made a comment about, going beyond just whimsy.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, no, so
Yeah,
you're good with the
that's
current
fine.
state of the minutes, okay, right. Then do I have a motion to approve the minutes as they are written?
Yes, please.
Jordan, and then a second.
Yes, second. Christina.
Christine.
I knew those, I just couldn't find words.
Mrs. Jansen.
Got it.
And then, main item for discussion, the reason we're all present. Discussion of the round two scoring, and, hopefully coming to a consensus on the three finalists to send forth to have them do proposals, and any discussion around the details, related to that. Is everybody clear on tonight's goal? Awesome.
So just to simplify the screen, I'm gonna hide the comment section. I hadn't done that previously, but we can always unhide them. If somebody wants to feel the comments made, they're working a lot. So, here's your scores. So I can make that bigger. What did I do?
You should, yeah, just.
Yeah, no, I just was like, also, like, oh, wait a second, I'm missing stuff. Sorry. I'm gonna try to get at least that on. Okay. Nope, it just doesn't like that. So let's make it. Sorry, me and, so as you can see, what I did just to add, so everybody can see this, is 7s are in that color and 6s are in that color. I did not go beyond 6 because I figured if you make it a 7 or a 6, we're probably needing to eliminate you anyway. This is the average score, like we did last time, so there is kind of a clear delineation of your top 3, but this is all 28 of them, scored as you guys completed it. So, at this point, it's your discussion. I'm just showing you the data as you completed the homework assignment.
Is it still possible to see, like, the?
Everything is, I took it as completed, but you should still be able to see the work.
No.
I can't.
Oh, because I took it off.
Yeah.
I can change that real quick,
Okay.
but I marked it completed so that nobody could change it.
Oh.
Cause y'all did that on me the last time, and I was all ready, and then we went to do something like, ooh, these scores changed, so I marked it that way so nobody could change scores. Let me fix that real quick. I apologize, I'm also still learning this,
Oh, no worries.
software. It's a little different than other things I've worked with before.
So anyone have initial thoughts on what they're seeing on the board right now? Don't be afraid.
I can't remember the word,
Yeah.
so,
Okay.
yeah.
Got it.
It's really.
I'm not surprised because I think the top 3 were like, well, that they were highly rated last time.
I think not to put you on the spot, Julie, I think the only one that concerns me is that of the top 3, none of yours are in, the categories that you were focused on. Yeah.
Well, I mean.
Yeah, I know.
That might be a good one for your report.
Oh, no, I
talked a lot about how legacy was really important last time, for like some of the people on the committee, and I kind of felt like, you know, thinking about things other than that, not be, okay, so.
You should be able to see it, I moved it back to progress.
I think his comment talking to Julie was that everybody has a 7 or a 6 in the top 3, except for Julie.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
so
I
that's
still
what-
don't understand it, well, it's okay.
Oh, I didn't
I didn't-
have.
Yeah, whimsy, is it, sorry, pro whimsy or anti-whimsy, let me just get that.
Oh.
I still don't understand.
Well,
I just like good
I thought that was the
idea.
reason why. Well, I felt like a lot of people felt, I kind of felt like there was like this push towards finding something that was, something that would appeal to kids. I felt like that was my impression of the conversation that we were having. And, the other word that didn't come to me then, but was like wonder,
Yeah.
that, was, and I did not expect personally to get into the topic, so, but, I was hopeful.
Yeah. And I guess, ultimately it is about consensus, democratic consensus. So, I'm trying to log into it right now. Perhaps trying to
Yeah.
I'm confused about some of
Matt,
these.
so Matt's last name, is that,
It was back to triangle, he did not, I made those adjustments, because when he filled out his application, it was triangle dot something.
It's matching, that's matching with soda.
okay.
I always
Okay,
look at it as,
Yeah.
when you look at the,
He had, and it's right, he had like 2 different applications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, no, one of them was like, who you collaborated
Whether it's
with.
collaborative, yeah.
Yeah.
so Matthew Triangle is,
Matthew.
So,
oh, it's
Amazing.
because
It's
his,
the cloud.
it's because his email says triangle at NYU, and it's
Oh,
the jellyfish.
spell last name for me?
Yeah.
Is it right?
MACCOTTA.
yeah,
This website.
OTTA or OTA?
Yes. OTTA.
Got it. Look, is that exactly? Sorry, I was trying to figure out who he was because I was trying to make everything look, and when we pulled his name over, it was like his email address and then Matthew, and I went, triangle? I don't know, I couldn't figure it out, and,
Thank you, Emma, I know that.
yep, no, I wanna make sure we're clear.
I just feel like Matthew, oh, okay, I see now, sorry.
Yeah, here's some of his
So,
The sage tree and
the Cloud House.
He also did the
Storefront theater.
Storefront theater. It's really, this
Really
was
interesting.
more like, what that's like making.
Yeah.
Yes.
This type.
Yes.
So not
So very
actually
nice.
really whimsy, per
Yeah.
se.
Yeah.
He had a really beautiful, like, seating area, well, we talked about that. That's why I should.
But I was thinking too, when Jerry,
Yeah.
when the original committee was formed, and you were on it before I was, a million years ago, it was for placemaking, and it was Todd Boyer
Uh-huh.
set it up.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're going back to that, and I think that's important. It never occurred to me to do that until Matthew was up.
Yeah, when, on his application, I saw, there was like a video he posted with, about wanting to a rural town in Nebraska and transformed their downtown that was kind of like becoming vacant by doing the storefront theater. And it was just such like an interesting concept and how he doesn't stick to like one, art form, so to say. He like
Yeah,
actually
it's-
comes
it's
into
very-
your
it's really
community.
embedded.
Yeah, he comes into your community and like
Yeah.
realizes what you may need without you all realizing, I just don't know.
It's a real big name in the environmental
Yeah.
world. I mean, the show has connections with it.
Oh, really?
So You know, in some ways I'm surprised it was, because, well, it looks like he's immensely busy.
Yeah, well, it's something Springfield and
Yeah,
Brett
that's
says, so he's
true.
kind of looking.
That's true.
Not looking for the Midwest.
If you go to his, Instagram page too, he has other projects, like he has one of them, it was like a barn raising.
Mhm.
And that was a really, really beautiful and interesting structure. I don't know.
Oh, no, that's okay. I did have one question about Scott Trimble. His work uses a lot of wood, and my only concern is like, is that something that would last a long time in the Midwest?
So
I know, sorry, go ahead.
maybe Anna said it last time, that the city has like a specific type of wood that they use, right? Is this right?
I'm
And-
speaking to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, you
so,
go.
yes, it is something that can last. I read a lot of the different materials he uses on other projects, et cetera, and it's pretty diverse. But he does choose materials that are long lasting, so one of those being Ipe, a number of, South American hardwoods that have a 50-year lifespan in those metalworks. And then, also he mentioned white oak in some of his, which have a 30 to 40-year lifespan, for those. And they wear well, white oak, not red oak. And so, again, making sure that that's a part of, those discussions when they do, if he's chosen to do a presentation. And I think that's a really poignant question to make sure is mentioned. So, all of the walkways that the city uses, like the bridges and those things on Streamway Park, they all use Ipe,
Okay.
which is a Brazilian hardwood, South American hardwood.
Spelled like the,
Yeah.
What is it?
it's spelled IPE.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think I was surprised by, Bashir making it in. I think all of us like the idea of, locally. My particular choice on him was based almost solely around the fact that he's local. Because I'm intrigued by what he may present. I'm not entirely convinced he will present something, but I think he will expand our idea of what could happen, and we might be surprised. And that's what I like. I like the idea of the local artist surprising us and, going for that. I mean, we'll see.
My only concern about him is, he did this amazing truck,
Yeah.
like, maybe 18 years ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't see, like, at least in his resume, that he's done a lot of big projects. I saw that he was refurbishing a big, fountain, but I didn't see that he'd done anything since the big truck, which I think that the Pakistan truck's really cool, but that's my own concern. I'm excited that he's local.
Yeah. I've met a Sharon, and went to his, it's hardly a studio, it's a plant, you might say. Yeah, and he strikes me as a very intelligent man, and very creative, very, very focused. My concern about him is that he works in metal. I'm not sure we want something that's all hard. Hard and, like, he doesn't do sheet metal, he doesn't need these stuff.
Well, he has a big team behind him. I
Yeah.
was impressed when we went with Hugo
Yeah.
over to his
Yeah.
studio
Likewise.
on a field trip. I was just really impressed how organized he was and how big the building was. It's huge. And also the fact that he's Pakistani really appeals to me, that he's a person of color. And he's smart.
Yeah, his last commission was 2025, Katie campus, bronze sculpture.
machine it, he wasn't.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, he had to recast a bunch of pieces, so it wasn't like a brush up, it was like, yeah, they did this assembly.
Okay, so yeah, that's, I mean, it's interesting. Matthew Mizzotto, he had local ties as well, isn't that correct? Is that what we were talking about earlier?
I think is he the guy who's in, is from Kansas City or something like that, maybe he's like.
I don't know Zoto.
Huh?
We're talking about Matthew Mizzou?
Yeah.
He's from upstate New York. I went to Chicago Art Institute, I know that.
Yeah, but I think there's some.
He had like ties or something.
With us, we've done Midwest projects. I know that. And I'm amazed at the variety he has done.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
it's
remember
interesting to look at his portfolio for
Yeah,
sure.
he wasn't the guy who was, yeah, here.
The airport piece. I love the airport.
I like the flamingos.
Now, what's the airport?
Oh, it's Orlando Airport.
Oh, it's the flamingo.
Yeah, it's the flamingo, but then he did one, let me see if I can find it on, so here's the barn raising one. That's really cool. But then he did, a sculpture, it's in Florida somewhere, but it's the same flamingos, but they're behind photo booths.
So, you know, to move dial, I mean, are we all okay with these three being the communities based on the average scores? Or is there anything that someone wants to fight for that isn't there? I mean, how do we feel about this? Any comment from anyone?
I feel pretty good about it because when you see the top three, there is like a big gap between 3 and 4, more so than any of the others, so it's fairly clear that they were favorites.
And I do like, there are significant aesthetic differences between three approaches, three artists, I'm happy about that too.
Yeah.
It's Scott Trimble. I can't remember him.
You bring it up.
We have a lot of wood sculptures.
Oh, that's right, I remember those.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of course. They're very beautiful.
Yeah.
They're very tranquil, and I love that they're interactive and you can sit on them or.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's a very inviting, and again, like you said, it's fascinating that all three definitely have very different aesthetics and.
Yeah.
I have a question, I went over to the clearing the other day, and is there consensus on where the artwork will
No,
land?
we think that that should be their decision based on their review of the
What if they
space.
wanna just chop the stuff in the middle, would that be legal?
No.
Oh, okay.
They have to utilize existing open space, I would assume, I mean,
Okay, yeah.
What did you say, Jerry, what did you want?
I wondered if they would, well, the obvious
About where
piece,
the
for a really standout piece of art, would be right in the middle where there's now kind of a little art.
butterfly garden.
Yeah. With some of the basic bushes, there.
They are pretty intense.
Funny if they could work with,
Yeah, well, they have
with
money.
Evergy
They have
and like
money.
somehow.
There are honeysuckle bushes, so like if we lose a few honeysuckle bushes, I think we'll be.
My backyard's got us covered.
Yeah. No, but I was, so at the steering committee, remember how they talked about how like a good community has a park within like a half-mile walking distance from anywhere?
Right.
Christine and I's neighborhood is one of the only places in Merriam that you cannot get to a park within like a mile. And Chat Lane Park is the closest park to us, but it's like a mile away. And so this would be creating sort of that space for our corner of the city, which would be.
Look, you're in Forest Park.
Not Forest Park, just south of that.
Yeah.
Like Myers Estate.
Yeah.
What?
The Sam's is up there.
And so I think it'd be really cool that is, you know.
There's no playground equipment, technically.
No.
Yeah, I would quantify what I said too by, you know, if someone came with a proposal when they were wanting to use that space, I suppose it's a conversation that could occur, but I don't know the public works and.
Yeah. I think they got to do it on their own dime,
Keen on
if they want,
that.
if they want that, yeah. Okay, all right.
I also think it's lovely that, for the most part, I mean, there's a lot of consensus up there. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
we're, you know,
Yeah.
being-
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised.
Listen, I was too, I was surprised it was that clear.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't.
Because I think it's last time.
Maggie, were you surprised?
I was,
Yeah, and too, with me, I spent a lot of time on this, and I kept changing my mind. I would have a list and I'd cross out, you know, and I kept a hard copy, but I just, there were too many people, and I read resumes a lot. And, but I gotta admit, Matthew Mazzaga resume is a dive.
It's pretty significant.
I mean, he's gotten every grant known to man, and he seems to be very verbal. You know, I think that would be a good sell for consensus. Yeah, at least talk a lot.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I got nervous, I had too many sevens.
You are,
You had a lot of ones to balance it up though.
I tried hard.
So, I think then if we're all in consensus, that we're okay with those top three to move forward. Is that what I'm hearing? Do I need to do a vote? Everyone in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Everyone opposed, say nay. We have one dissenting nay.
What? No, I'm just saying, so like, I mean, I'm okay with one of them, but, you know, it's fine. It's totally
Okay.
fine, this is a democracy.
And to be clear, once we have these proposals from these individuals, it's feasible we won't like any of them. I mean, it is feasible.
Or we may like all three,
That's easy.
and would just be torn apart.
That's probably gonna be my problem.
Yeah.
So, I think based on that, our next steps are to move forward to those three artists, their proposals. You had an idea of seeing if the police department could do a drone overview of that space so that they can see the space, not just from a ground level picture view, but an overall site view. I think that's an excellent, idea. Even if they can travel here, I still think that's a good idea. Because it gives them an opportunity to have that available to them as reference if they did return back home. Or again, if they can't travel here in the first place.
But we do give it like a small travel grant, don't
We
we?
do,
I think that the travel grant is for them, I thought was to come here to present.
correct.
So-
To develop and come here and present as possible, although none of the three of the previous ones, all of them used that to develop and none of them were able to travel. So it wasn't required that they had to,
No.
it was suggested they should. If I, that's how I remember that.
In the past, when we had people come, it was really interesting, much more so than, I mean, I love Malacca's, but sitting in a car and interviewing with us, you know, I spent most of my time looking at what kind of car it was.
We have to
So,
be realistic, because
Yeah,
we've
I know.
chosen two people who are not in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And so we have to be realistic as to whether or not they're able to come.
And what's the stipend? From my experience, you guys just said that. and I was like,
2 years, to that.
Which might be taken up by just their time.
$1,000 is way.
Yeah, and like their time to like come up with the thing.
Yeah, travel expenses there, probably $1,500 to have a hotel, rent a car, get an air flight. So then, you're down to $500 to create. I don't know if they put more, personally, I don't know if they put more energy into proposal, and so giving them more opportunity to, live in space via, digital methods seems a logical step.
Yeah.
So I have questions, because
Sounds good.
this is my first time to be in charge of coordinating all of this. So I'm assuming the next step is obvious. I'm going to announce to them that there are top three and I'll let the other ones go. Which, that's easy to do. What's our next time frame? Like, what's their time frame to come up with a proposal? Set a meet, like, do we set a meeting site date that if they want to travel here, they can come and see it? And then what's the next time frame that you guys wanna be working on, that we come together again to see their proposals? And so that they can put that on their calendars, so they have that deadline and time frame, because we're a little off the time frame, and we did say dates are varied, so, but I've gotta get on their calendars also. So we kind of need to come up with a consensus for potential dates that we're holding, so that by the time I reach out to them, they too can determine if meeting dates and times work in their schedule.
I have no idea how long it would take to work up a proposal that's this big.
Do you guys know what we did last?
That's what I was gonna refer back to, is that, we put a lot of thought, effort into that on the last one, but I don't, I didn't write it all down.
Yeah, I don't remember what we talked about there.
Last one.
Yeah.
Can we pull those dates?
I would think for us, thinking this scope, 6 weeks would be the finish. Yeah, maybe, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, in the last Milagros was, I loved the project, but it was easier than this one's gonna be.
Yeah. So like our September meeting would probably be like the earliest that we would want to do that.
Okay, when we talk about this, under something else, I think it's fine.
So we have August and September, we give them 8 weeks from tomorrow, or from Monday, really, realistically. Then you're looking at, what was that? Really, the very end of September, early October, September 28th.
And how do you notify them? Will you call them or?
Oh, I can notify them through the
Through
software,
that?
yes.
Okay, that's fine, that's-
So that's,
Yeah.
basically what I did, just this week, because I wanted to make sure that, I wanted to get through round 2 before I notified anybody. So once I saw the scores for round 2 and saw that there was a pretty solid consensus, that we could probably find somebody out of these 28, I notified the other 143 with an email. I just crafted a generic email, anybody that I had noted as not been invited got that generic email. Kind of waiting to see how we came out of this tonight. Obviously, tomorrow morning, I can note them as invited, send them an email with whatever parameters we set tonight. And then I can notify the other 23, 25, 20, whatever math in front of people is not a strong suit of mine, I apologize. I can notify them that we are moving on from that, based on what this meeting, so everybody will get some sort of notification this week, whether it was earlier or it's tomorrow.
And, yeah,
What if somebody says, that can't do it?
Yeah,
yeah,
the schedule.
then I would say that we come back to the conversation as to, some of the other opportunities that are available to us. I think that would be Julie's opportunity to argue for some of the ones that, she felt very strongly about, based on that. So we'll, I mean, that, because that is a possibility.
Are we able to keep the list? Like, keep a, kind of keep this sheet?
I can, yeah, this is saved.
Okay.
I have this saved.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we have this, just from a data, records approach, I still have our own. So, we could go, we can do that. I can choose not to notify anybody but the 3 invited, and then we can wait and see. I could do
I
that,
like that idea,
okay?
because if we do that, then if somebody says no, then maybe we can have kind of like an emergency meeting somewhere in August and say, pick the.
If we have a scheduled meeting already in August, which if that's the case, we utilize that meeting.
Yeah.
And I know, I remember, and though this could be faulty, I remember that Lauren had been reiterated in her reply to the top 3, you know, the RFQ, RFP, you know, any other criteria by which we were concerned about or wanted them to take note of.
Yeah, maybe another outline that.
Yeah,
Master plan.
including master plan, making sure that that's in part of their, you know, restating some of those items. We may want to make sure that we look at what, because Lauren's was pretty thorough in my recollection, how she replied to the 3 individuals. We relied quite a bit on her, probably, you know,
She's in the-
should, that's, was, well, but I, you know, that's why we don't have a lot to.
No, that's okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm just, and I can, obviously, I can get a hold of Lauren and find things. I'm just trying to figure it out from you guys' perspective before I make a phone call. But tomorrow morning, first thing I'm gonna do is make a phone call, and go, okay?
Yeah.
Because she has sent me a lot of information, so it's not bad, I just haven't dug into that, this piece of
Definitely,
it.
yeah.
Well, no, last project was so different.
It was,
too,
yeah,
and so
very.
arguably, I get where you're.
I think we have to expand some things.
What table were you looking at? What, have you gotten that far? Like what
No.
day? Like what's the question? Okay, sorry.
Unfortunately.
So if you were going off of your timeline, I'm not a big meet-to-meet type of person, since we don't have business. So if all 3 say yes, it's what I am hearing is that there would be no reason to meet in August because we would not be discussing anything.
That's correct.
Which would then mean, based on your timeline, the September meeting would be the 10th, which would be sooner than the 8-week timeframe.
Correct.
So, do we go to October, which the October meeting
Well, we.
would be the 8th? We can make it the 1st, it's technically scheduled for the 8th. So, just talking about that out loud, do we tell them that their due date is the 1st, but we sorry, I do work with artists a lot, and sometimes deadlines are short.
I would
Does
say-
it mean that we need to wait until October? That means my question.
When you're thinking that they might not get their letter of confirmation until the 1st, right, of August? You're just saying that the clock is gonna start August 1st?
No, I was just gonna say, if I notify them tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
Yeah, the clock is gonna start tomorrow.
I didn't think the clock starts on the 7th,
Yes,
yeah.
In terms of the October 8th meeting, I will not.
can we not just change it to later in September?
Yeah, that idea.
We're
I
trying to
would
like,
suggest,
I'm coming at this from a budget perspective, like, we already said we were gonna spend this money this year. From a staff and council perspective, we already fought to have budget allocated this fiscal year for this, and now we're pushing it to 2027.
I don't wanna do that.
So, we're gonna have to go back and approve this again. Or like,
No,
not
we have
necessarily approve it
to-
again, but just have a conversation with,
well, there'll be a mechanism to move it forward. We've established a mechanism to move it forward.
but everyone's expecting it this year, I guess, is my point, so.
I think I mean, yes, but, yes. I understand where you're saying it from a council perspective, but similar to like a street project, they don't always finish, so,
Yeah.
yeah. But we do have the mechanism now in place to tell,
Yeah, to
Maybe.
carry the money over,
Sure.
yes, yeah, or carry the allocated money
Yes.
in the next year's budget. I just, the majority of the money will not be spent in this fiscal year.
Yeah, that's correct.
Is my concern.
I mean.
And we could give them the
Even
winter
if
to-
we made the meeting tomorrow,
Yeah, no, I know,
I
I'm
think we
just,
still
yeah,
would be able to spend money this year,
100%, but,
because it wasn't ready.
Is there any way we can spend it real quick?
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
So like, could we just push the September meeting back like we did this one in July?
Yeah, put it to September 24th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay. What day of the week could you do that?
I mean, I think that week, I can do Wednesday, maybe the 23rd.
Wednesday?
But that's a Wednesday. I could potentially do Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, I can do any day that week, that week.
I don't have the calendar in front of me, but maybe
It's
my
the
PR
third,
council.
it's a third, I'm looking.
yeah, it's
I already thought about that, so like, Tuesday could be park board, Monday could be city council, but it's an off,
council next week.
it's an off week.
Okay, good, thank you. She's on.
Actually, it's not an off week for park board, I apologize.
Yeah, Harvard's Tuesday.
It's, I counted the wrong Tuesdays, so I could not do Tuesday, no.
So Wednesday.
Wednesday.
And ultimately, I mean, I don't have to be there on October, I mean, I just wanted you guys to know that I will be here. Now, there is October 1st, I'll be here then, we fly out on Monday.
This is for the presentation though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Well, I think we should also be there.
Yeah, so I mean, October 1st is a Thursday.
I will not be here, I'll be in Philadelphia.
Uh,
Sorry. it's
Wait, what about like
complicated.
Monday before the 20th or whatever?
I will be out of the office the week of the 28th.
The 24th, 21st or whatever, that week, that day.
The 21st, Monday,
Yeah,
21st.
Monday the 21st. Is that a council?
No, it's not.
It's our off week.
Good. Anyway,
Yeah, that's September, what, 23rd.
September 21st, Monday.
Sure.
Something
I have a quick question. Could we use our August meeting to talk about what we would like to do for the next project? And start working on gathering things to kind of overlap what that would look like? Instead of just sitting here and droning on just one project?
I mean, if everyone wants to do that, I'm gonna knock that down.
It's just a question.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that, but if everyone is, I will gladly participate.
I kind of like the idea because of speed. I like speed.
Understood.
Well, and then it utilizes some time that normally, like, you know, like, you don't have anything going on for August, so we can utilize that time to plan future.
Sure. Do we have specific, I mean, I think we need to understand an agenda about what we're wanting to attempt to do. Are we attempting on that meeting to come up with locations? Are we attempting to? Okay.
Jerry, a long time ago, Jerry Becker,
Yes?
mentioned.
Everything's a long time ago.
Yes, Jerry, mentioned South Park, which had never occurred to me until you mentioned it, but I think it's a brilliant idea to do something in South Park with the, Brown Park, isn't it? That's across the street from the,
Probably.
Not all of that land is ours.
a good chunk is, isn't it?
Yes, but a good chunk of the green space directly across from the church, that is not city property. So you have to not, just FYI about that space is that when you're out in that area, a good section of what, I'm gonna say the north end, because directionally challenged. A good section of that north end, that's all green space, is not ours. The city leases it, but it is not ours.
But we're like the jungle gym.
Of course, that is ours, totally ours.
But it's a big, long park.
Yes, I know, that's why I'm making sure everybody is aware that it is a linear park, but a
Yeah.
good section of the north end of that park is not ours. Did you have a question?
No, you're fine, I was like, they just got historic designation on the school. Everyone know that?
What?
They just got here,
It's on the National
the National
Historic
Historic Register, sorry, just, this church got that I don't know, a month ago maybe. And I strongly feel that if we do anything there, it needs to include the church because they're working through a large project with multi-studio architecture firm and they have plans and designs, and so I think we could, I strongly feel, personally, me, Stacy, not necessarily your council person, that it needs to be in collaboration with them, not just, here's this thing that we wanna do for you, so.
I agree very much.
I think it's a long game, right?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
there's a lot of people involved, like you were just saying, which
But-
is why I thought it would be behoove us to start using some of these meetings that we don't have anything and start trying to plan that.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to have somebody here to talk to us. And I think the person I talked to, they don't want us to necessarily touch what they're doing. They want us to work outside of that, so, you know, that's what they're saying. They had a pretty concrete, design for that whole area, which, but I didn't even realize until recently that South Park was in Merriam. I didn't know that. I didn't know where it was. And I grew up here.
So, the August meeting, you're wanting to have, which is on August 13th.
Well, sounds about right. Yes.
And we want to discuss a determination that we would move forward with another location, or potentially, which could be a collaboration with church. And you're stating that you want someone from the church or from the design program to come and speak to us?
Yeah, somebody should come.
Okay.
The Visitors Bureau, Karen, our, what is her title now? Economic Development, Director Karen Crane has a close relationship with the pastor, and, that, I'm sure, if he's available that day, it's only 3 weeks away, that might be
So,
something that would be,
so then she could be our strong point of contact.
I'll contact Karen tomorrow about trying to get that set up. If we cannot get it set up for August, do we have an alternative discussion? Sorry, I have it right in minutes, I just think we need Charlie.
Only the idea of locations, which.
Locations are like what? Could you would like to use? Sure.
Sure.
Especially when you guys are working. I don't know if you guys have any.
Do you have specific points that we want to have an agenda for what we want to see coming forward? I mean, to bring that up, you must have something in your mind that's great, beyond just a location like collaboration. with the
I love that question ever so much. I didn't know I was actually gonna be bringing this up tonight.
Okay.
So, she's.
I mean, you get my point.
I completely do. So the closet light is a little off and we're gonna have to dust off some files. But, I just also like the idea of maybe, overlapping things, not in a very stressful way,
Yeah.
but in a way that maybe like, we have these off meetings because we're waiting on artists to do
Sure.
things. So we can utilize that time and do other things since we only meet 11 times a year, technically.
Yep, I agree, we just need to know what those items will be.
Truly, yeah. So looking
Just,
into I don't have
yeah,
a whole
let's-
brain.
project, sorry, locking in project manager. We could revisit the master plan, look at the location plan that we had identified in the master plan, and, talk through, cause we had identified some key locations, but then also, things have been evolving with downtown steering committee and that conversation, so maybe that would, I'm not saying we are updating the master plan, just saying, like, let's talk about it again with all these other lenses that have
Bring it
happened
back into the.
in the last 2 years.
I love that.
Would be my
That's great.
interpretation of what you were saying.
Yes.
It's not, okay.
100%.
Not to jump in and like say that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I feel like everything should be on the table. Let's discuss what's a hip hop.
Okay. All right.
Well, we can think about it, that, I mean, we might be able to get someone that we would have in mind? Well, yes and no. For that South Park area because it's so historic. And I'm a little confused where the church even is. When walking around
It's on
Green
this very
Forest.
like, north,
Unless
west
you-
corner.
You know that really steep hill that leads up to Knox? You're talking about Brown.
It's a,
It's on 50th Terrace.
it's sort of
But
a,
there's a sign that says Philadelphia
Yeah, that's it.
Church, but it seems to be like a vacant building behind there.
It's not big.
Well, okay, there's no cars in the parking lot,
Well, on Sunday morning.
but there's still churches that are super busy every
I
day.
think Jan's very early mass already.
Yeah. Okay, just a minute. Okay, I see where it is. But see, there's also another building that they labeled as a church, a temporary church, over there.
It's on the corner.
North.
Here we go,
Yeah, up the 50th Terrace.
swipe it down, yeah.
Over there at Grand.
Oh, I see it, the Philadelphia.
So the land directly across is a lease.
That's a lease.
That's not ours.
Uh-huh.
Who's the lucky winner of that land?
The church,
Oh.
we lease it from the church.
Oh, the church owns it. Oh, that's
If they
good.
sell it, Merriam has.
We have right of first refusal, first right of first
Okay.
refusal.
Do we know what their timeline is like for the church using their historical monies?
I don't know that this just gives them opportunities to get grants. I don't think have received any. It was because they were on the Kansas, and Julie also knows a lot about this, and she had a story on it. So, and that's why I learned a lot about it as well. So, they were on the Kansas Historic Register, and now they were able to get on the National Historic Register. And so it gives them more opportunities and grants that they ideally could apply for. But they have designs and have been on fundraising, but I think that's their next goal, from what I understand. So that goes synopsis. Okay.
So do we send the story?
I just remember, it might be somewhere that we earlier.
Maybe I think it's been sent out.
You check it out for me right there?
Yeah, okay.
Like when we
Like,
talked
what if
about it.
they are gonna, they already have plans to do something that they might also think of doing, and then all of a sudden we've got the two exact same thing.
Oh my gosh, it's two sculptures from the same artist.
Well, yeah, or just like the same sentiment, equal sentiments in two different places.
That's why I like the idea of the collaboration with them.
Yeah.
With them as opposed to working in, to avoid exactly what you're saying. I agree. It would be a pretty sensitive problem.
Yeah, like, hey, can I have?
Yeah, yeah.
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 Yeah, that was.
Staff, is there other items you need based on all the various things you've heard in the last 28 minutes?
So I have 4 actionable items on my part. I need to reschedule the September meeting to the 21st. I will notify the 3 artists after talking to Lauren about her notification process and just confirm what she did, but I'll notify the 3 artists that they've been selected. I will give them a deadline to reply to that they will accept it, and let them know that we would expect a presentation on September 21st, as well as kind of an outline of when I can get them, if they want to visit the site, I'll need to give them a timeline to coordinate with me to visit the site, if they want to personally visit it, but I will also work with PD to get the drone footage, because those are kind of waiting until this meeting.
No, I agree, yeah. And I can, I can meet with them if you're out, I can always be available as well.
Okay, and then, so I'll kind of look at that, and then we'll talk to Karen about getting the, pastor to come to our office. So that, I think that pretty much gives me,
Yeah, that sounded pretty, like the consensus is that.
okay.
Anyone else?
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
When we inform them that they've been selected and we give them a date for meeting with us. Is that the time that we should explain to them how it works through Zoom, 15 minutes? Have your talking points ready, we cut you off, move on to the next one.
Why they can do it in person.
Or in person.
Yeah, I'm sure that's some of the information I'll get from Lauren.
Okay.
Just, hey, we've selected, can you give me an idea of what you shared with them so that I'm keeping it consistent to how you guys did it the last time. So I'm hoping that's information I'll get from Lauren.
Great, thanks.
Seemed like,
Did we have a process in the master plan?
yeah, it seemed like we had a process that she utilized within the master plan.
At least a
Yeah, but there were some things that lessons learned along that process that I think could be addendums to or methods of procedure addition to this for that process. I just wanted to throw in method of procedure.
Means you don't get to use everything.
That's right. Almost there.
I was gonna say actually.
Did today.
Gotta get it in.
Twitchy.
Now the balance is restored in the approach.
It's right, yeah. Writing methods of procedure. Okay, any other items that are left unresolved or questions you need answered from us?
Don't think about this process though.
Okay. Anyone around the table? Thinking about contact? No, everyone's good? Okay. Okay, oh goody, so let's move to project, further project updates.
I just wanted to let you know that, there will be further discussion at the council level with 1% of the yard. It kind of got swept under a rug mistakenly, when we had a transition of staff. It is a council goal, so this week it is resurfaced on my desk, and I'm working through that process and what the next steps will be. So there is a possibility, it could come back to this committee at some point, just to review before it goes back to council. I don't know what the steps are actually gonna be. I know you guys have all been in agreement with that process in the past, so I'm just letting you know, it is not, it just kind of got put on a shelf and forgotten about with all the transitions that have happened with, this position for this committee, but it is coming off the shelf.
Good.
So just a little update from that perspective.
I have one question. So remember when we got those letters that spelled out Merriam? I actually turned mine into an Harvard.
Yes, I have the A, somebody else has an R, and those are the only letters I got turned back.
Yeah.
So can I have mine back? I did the R and I spent a lot of time on it and I want it back. Cause everybody else is keeping theirs and I want it back.
Why is that?
I'm mad, like, why you didn't do your homework?
We are hoping to get all the letters back, so
I'm gonna be mad at y'all. I don't know how to get it, so I will storm the castle and get my R back.
Yeah, like, but it's like, should we put like a price on that? Like, it would, like, if this were ever to sell, like, this is what we would want it to sell, like, some art.
I think it's gonna be on display.
Yeah.
No, I know that, but
it would be part of our permanent collection. The thought is that we get all the letters back
Okay.
and we put them on display. The reason I have the A and somebody else has the R is those are the only two letters that have been turned in, and our names begin with those. But they're all in staff offices in my department. They're not our personal items, we're just holding them until we get all the letters back.
And Jordan, I truly appreciate you bringing that up and holding the rest of us.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have an eye.
And I actually really appreciate that I'm taking a little bit more time, because I've gone to like 5 different designs.
Just do something, Jerry, already. Just do something already.
I'm gonna find it in his garden
Well,
someday.
I already did it once and rejected it, and had to sand it all off. You finally
Where
felt
are
it.
the letters being stored?
They're, Right, the letters that have been completed are currently in staff office.
Are currently,
They found
Staff
people whose
office.
names started
In
with
my
that
letter.
letter.
In the
So
Parks Department.
Renee, who's in our events board, has the R in her office, and I have the A in my office. They are staying in my department until we get all the letters back.
You,
Jordan, you want to,
And then A, and
set
then
a
R does not
deadline,
Merriam.
you want to set a
No.
deadline?
yes.
I think,
Can I-
I think everybody,
Like,
I think
Project
everybody should
Engineering
have,
Again.
Is December okay?
everybody should have their proposals for the August meeting.
Yeah, you better
Okay, I got my
say, you better
proposal.
come up with your ideas, and you better have at least one step of the process done. Cause I spent a lot of time, and I did it right before the deadline.
you did
You
give me
did a
an,
job, it was really pretty.
when you talking about your letter,
My letter,
what, I can't remember, what letter did you have?
an R, and it was beautiful.
It
I
was.
did like
So-
cyanotype,
I like both
and I
of you.
captured a moment in Merriam. You were all not doing your homework.
I agree.
All right, do your letters.
My letter, which I still have, which I was told to just keep it because,
We were all told to put artwork on it. and return it.
no, I did do artwork on it, but I buried it. I buried it.
We need to unbury it.
I have to find it.
Now's the
I have to
time.
find it, it's been buried and reburied. Resurrected.
So who, raise your hand if you have
Hang
a
on.
letter.
I will.
I haven't
Wait, so wait,
That's not.
M-E-R-R.
I have an M.
read it.
You have one, raise your hand. Okay, I want to hear
What's
some
the deadline?
updates on August.
Is there a deadline?
She's saying the next August meeting.
I want an update, I wanna see something that's been done. Bring proof of life of your letter.
Remind me when
And
you
if
discuss this.
something is doing what?
When did you get that?
Oh my God,
Before
years
the,
ago.
before the 75th birthday?
Yeah, 2
2
years
years
ago.
ago.
Was it really
Yes,
that long?
we were supposed to have it done before the 75th birthday.
It's
I
very
went
close.
to the 75th birthday thinking they were gonna be displayed, and they weren't.
Yeah.
And I was kind of upset.
At least a year and a half. So, could we set the deadline of the 76th birthday? That's only 2 months.
Go home tonight and find your letters and think about it for.
No, I meant have them done. Done.
Oh, yeah, oh,
By
okay,
October.
yes, yes.
Heard and we will
By the
act.
October meeting.
What?
Heard and we will act.
Yes.
I just wanna remind everyone that those are city property, so they need to be returned. If you're not gonna work on them, return them so someone else can.
Yeah,
And I get it, we didn't set a deadline. I don't work well when I have a deadline.
we had a deadline, we had a
Did we? I
deadline.
don't remember. I moved right past. I
Alright,
didn't, no one said
alright.
anything,
I
so.
think this, we beat this one to death, we agree with Jordan. Drop the ball and we will complete. Are there any other items? Any other items? No?
No, I'm bringing it in.
Any other items?
I'm so sorry, no.
Okay. No? Do I have a motion to adjourn? Seconded by me. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the cookies are very good. Thank you, Julie.
Did I not tell you this all the time, but I love hearing your voice on the radio. It always makes me happy when I'm like, this story's interesting. I'm like, oh, it's Julie. I know her.
I feel
She's my neighbor.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I read that. That's most recently that I was so enamored by. So,
Like a metal detector.
yeah. I was like so enamored by that story. Like, what's the other guy, like, super early bird newsletter? Sometimes it's really cool. I'm like, I read this much, you know? Yeah,
And they read there maybe 3 or 4
Hi,
times.
Carrie. I like, I
Hello.
don't know, I mean, I know you like what to do, but like, I'm just gonna get another piece for Justin Nelson.
I know that was
I like what they do.
probably a lot of work.
Well, I found one thing you're saying.
Who's leaving? Soon.
Going to Montana.
What are you doing?
Yes.
But it is
I've never been to one.
Actually, I've never been to Philadelphia, so we are getting it. So, yeah. It's the National Recreation. I go to the national one and I wish that
Sean, if you would give a word to your people you know at the city to ask them to take care of the art we have, I would love that because I've seen rust coming down the one at MGS, and the lights, like I said, it's been over a year now. So, have a nice one.
It's been reburied maybe 3 or 4 times. So, you know, I'll work on it.
How are the bees?
They're doing really well.
I've walked past them a couple times, I'm like,
Do you want a cookie? Go over and get a cookie.
I would love a cookie. Thank
Get a
you.
cookie.
Want some cookies?
Sure.
Take a couple.
I'll help out with those.
So I think you guys are doing a great job. Thank you. Oh, no.
It should be fun. It's really hot there. Well, will be as much, it won't be up to the,
See, my family has constantly buried stuff in the garden.
You bury stuff in gardens?
Yeah.
Anything
I mean,
you'd rather not have die up?
exciting. Boxes of stuff. You know, little treasure chests.
No bodies.
Boxes.
Uh-huh.
I mean, my brother buried a whole bunch of stuff.
I'm always hoping that I'll find like a jar of gold coins that
Oh,
you can
yeah.
hammer, but it hasn't happened yet.
Anyway, so,
I was going to ask you guys if you could put a reminder to staff every once in a while to take care of the art we have. Because there's several of them that have been falling apart.
what? Where are they?
Well, Basque, for one, has a lot of opportunity to be beautiful.
I love Basque.
But when's the last time you saw it lit up?
Within the last week,
Really?
and today I sat on it.
Okay.
I went to the library, I was sat on it.
She just told us it was still broken and they're waiting on like somebody with a license to fix it.
Well, I do not know. Well, okay, I
So
was there.
a year ago, lightning struck the elevator tower over there. And that's where the computer is that they
Well,
use
it's
to
all I
control it.
know is I sat on it today and it was fine.
It's
But I
structurally it's
haven't-
fine.
But I saw the lights and I can't remember. It's,
Structurally it's fine. It
it's
still looks
buried
sharp.
with the letter
Yeah.
from the Merriam.
It would just be a lot nicer if the colored lights inside worked again.
Yeah, no,
And-
your point's well taken.
And there's
And
rust.
Jerry will get on it, or Jordan will get on it.
Yeah.
On what?
That's your assignment.
I know she was unhappy to hear that from me. I don't bring it up every day, but once a month or so I'll
No,
mention it to her.
No,
And
I
it's-
take it seriously,
yeah.
I'm just tired.
Yeah. MGS also has rust going down it. The
Yeah.
blue flame.
Wait, what are we talking about?
There's rust
The
coming
legs?
down.
What were the legs thing?
The lights
What's
on
the
That's
Bass.
on
assignment?
Basque.
Lights on Bass,
Oh.
to make sure they're
Yeah.
good.
So I mean, like, you can go on Amazon right now and buy RGB string lights that you could physically put in there for like $100. It's not perfect, but you could have that done this afternoon. You know?
Wait, this is my assignment to do?
Kidding you, Jordan.
Oh, I walked in on
Kidding you,
half the
Jordan.
conversation. and I was
Kidding you,
like, what?
Jordan. Thanks.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Anyway.
Have a nice weekend.